What's up, guys? So what is going on with all this stuff on college campuses this week? All these Palestine protests just everywhere. It seems very coordinated, like all throughout Ivy League schools and just big colleges in general. So if we go back to how it started, which was Columbia University was the big one it started at. So you can see a bunch of these Palestine protesters dancing around, being all cheerful, all with masks on, of course, because you can go out and protest for Palestine, but 2024, you still don't want to get COVID, right? So strange. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. I think a lot of these people wear masks because they want to hide their identity, because they know doing something like this could ruin stuff for them, if like going in the future, getting a job, everything like that. So that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe they are just that scared of COVID. I don't know. So this is there too. They also had this big tent encampment where they kind of just took over the whole main area, and they were there for like a week, and it looks like their school's finally getting sick of it, and it looks like the police are coming through, starting to take it down, which is good, because they have, the school costs $70,000, I think is a year or a semester. Oh, I think it was right on it. $70,000 a year to go to school. That is insane. And they're gonna sleep out in the grass, like when their parents are probably paying for their very expensive dorms. It's very interesting. So around the same time, I think it was a day later, Boston University students also went on the road and started doing their own protest. And you see here, kind of a bop though, you gotta admit. There you go, the mask again. It's just, I don't get it. BU, silence is complicity. Here they go again. It's definitely very interesting. So let's go on. So this is protesting in Chinatown through New York. Says they're heading to NYPD. I don't know if they ever made it there. This was 4 days ago. I'm hoping nothing bad happened. You see he's got a torch. They're, again, all masked up, hiding their identity. I just don't get what they're doing. So because of this, people like Robert Kraft, who owns the Patriots, has decided to pull all of his funding from Columbia University. So this school is definitely taking a hit when it comes to this. So that could be why they're trying to put a stop to it when it comes to like removing the tents and everything, because they're like, okay, we can't do this anymore, even though I'm sure they get plenty of money. This is at Cal Poly University. You can see this is really crazy here. So this is, I'm guessing, one of their school buildings. And you can see the police in riot gear here trying to get through, and they barricaded all this stuff here. And then the students are all right here barricading this. Someone's making sure they don't get rained on inside a building by holding this umbrella. Though I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. But you see they're all just like the police are working, trying to get through there, moving all these tables. That dude's like moving on one arm, still has that shield on. I don't feel like these people have weapons, but I could be wrong. I'm not there. And what really gets me is if you want to protest, I personally don't care. As long as it's peaceful, as long as you're not destroying people's lives, businesses, like the Summer of Love in 2020. But if you're going to protest, at least know what you're protesting for. These two girls are like the perfect example of that. So let me just let you guys watch this and see for yourselves.
Is there something NYU's doing? I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're. Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here? Palestine will be free. I wish I was more educated. I'm not either. Oh. I came from Columbia. I was there at Columbia, and we came down. They said NYU students needed our support, so I came down. I heard there's lots of cops.
So there you have it. They're Ivy League school students. They're out here protesting. They have no idea what they're protesting for. They don't know why they're protesting against the school, but they see everyone else doing it. And this is the popular thing to do in college now, is to do all this weird Palestine shit. So they just decided to jump right on board with it, even though they have no idea why. They're just bored. I feel like that's honestly what a lot of these people at protests are doing. I feel like they don't even know what they're really protesting or really educated about any of the issues. They just, I guess, want to feel included, or maybe they're just bored and, maybe their homework ain't that hard. So this is also happening at Harvard, as you can see here, where students are trying to take over this yard and put tents up and basically claim it as their own. It's kind of like they did at Columbia University. So you see right there, they're laying all it. They're just basically moving on in. They said, screw my really nice, expensive dorm. I'm going to go lay on grass. And you can see the New York Post here. This was 3 days ago. Probably more arrests by now, but about 230 people arrested at NYU, Columbia. And then most likely a slap on the wrist. I do believe most of them probably didn't do anything besides just stand there. But it's a very interesting situation because, like what I said, I personally don't care if you protest. But like once you start ruining it for everyone else, like ruining people's, like when the weird climate people like in Europe that block traffic so people stop using oil. Like, all you're doing is making people late to work. You're making people late for their appointments. You're ruining regular people's lives. Like, go protest in front of a government building if you want them to stop using oil. Don't ruin everyday people's lives. So this also happened at the University of Texas at Austin, and you can just see the look on this girl's face here. She looks like she just regretted everything that just happened, and looks like her whole future is ruined. Like, why am I doing this? And I feel like that's what a lot of them should be thinking. Like, is this really worth it? Here's some more at New York University. So you can really get an idea. Here's all the signs, What I want to show you is this. This is the tent encampment. This is at New York University. So all these universities have them. So I'm not sure what all this on the inside is, maybe supplies, but you can see all the tents on the outside. All these people just chilling here. Nothing better to do. I guess their homework, can't be that hard at these really big Ivy League schools, or they're just majoring in gender studies or something. So this is police coming in through with riot gear at UT Austin, trying to put an end to all this, which Texas does take it a lot more serious than most states. I will say, if they're just standing around like this, I don't see an issue personally, because I do believe in freedom of speech, freedom of protest. But like I said, I don't know the whole story on how far this all went. But at the end of the day, if you're disrupting people going to class, if you're disrupting people everyday's lives, then I think you're going too far. What's interesting about these kind of protests is look at all this food and drinks and everything that was supplied to them. Like, how did they plan this? Did they all make a list, like they're going to a party and someone's like, I'll bring the Capri Sun, I'll bring the pizza, I'll look how planned this is. And look all this money they had to spend on this food and all this water. They have a Sprouts bag there. Let me just show you how privileged these people are. Right there, Sprouts. You think poor people are going to Sprouts? No, this just shows the privilege here while they're out here protesting. It's just crazy. Look at all the pizza they went through. And then, maybe this is where it came from. So everyone's favorite Palestinian supporter, Hassan Piker, provided $800 worth of pizza for pro-Palestine protesters at UCLA. So look at him coming in clutch with his mask on as well, because they all have to have that mask on. Never understood why you wear it on your chin. So the big issue when it comes to stuff like this is, like I said earlier, ruining things for everyone else. So University of Southern California has decided that they will be canceling their graduation ceremony, which usually has 65,000 people at it, due to these demonstrations of safety concerns. So because a few people like this decide just to take up the whole campus with their protesting, now all those students that worked hard for 4 years to get their degree will not be recognized for it. And that's we make jokes about how a college is filled with woke, crazy kids, which they are. There's a lot of them. But there's also kids that go to school for nursing or engineering or any of those hard majors that do work really hard to get through. and they want to be recognized for it. And like, this is like the end of it. Like when you're in college, this is like, I'm finally free, I'm finally done. And now they're even going to get that after all that hard work. And it sucks for them. And what's interesting too is like, when you see this stuff happening, like you think it's like the big schools, right? So this is probably like my hometown school, University of Delaware, and they're Division II. I think they're a lot smaller than a lot of these big schools. Probably the biggest school in this area, and they had about 300 pro-Palestine protesters at their school. So like if they're having it at their school, like this has to be going on everywhere. And it's like, how coordinated was this for all these colleges to have all these protesters all around the same time? Like, was there like a Reddit page or something? And one of my favorite people to follow, Vince Dow, highly recommend. He showed he's at University of Florida. They still have protesters there too. Made a little joke saying they went to sleep. I'm sure they were more active earlier in the day. I mean, you can see like, even in places you think are conservative, like Texas and Florida, are having these issues. And then you have congresswomen like AOC joining in on the protests and making sure she gets all the votes she can get. It's very interesting because with this, so a big thing is a lot of pro-Palestine voters will not vote for Joe Biden or say they won't because of his stance on Israel. And it's really interesting because you have AOC here joining the protesters in Columbia University, so clearly she's pro-Palestine, but she was just hanging out with Biden like a day or two ago, I think. It looked kind of like a nurse walking an elderly man at a retirement home. But you have them obviously trying to team up to get Biden reelected. So she's on the side of Biden getting reelected, but her supporters don't want Biden reelected. But then she's going to come there and act like she's on their side when clearly she's just on the Democrat side in general. Like, she'll do whatever it takes to get the Democrat in. But, I mean, Joe Biden's not on the pro-Palestine side. I think he's starting to shift it a little bit because he's losing votes and he's worried about losing to Trump. I think that's what all this, like, Palestine aid, all of a sudden he wants to send over there and build a port for them. I think that's all just for votes. I don't think he really cares. I think ultimately he's on the side of Israel. And then we also have Ilhan Omar's daughter was a part of this at Columbia University, and she got arrested and suspended. And it's really interesting because apparently she says she's homeless and starving after going to a school that cost $70,000 and getting suspended. If you can afford, and then we all know her mom makes $200,000 a year to work, half the year. So they have money. So she's going to say she's homeless and starving from getting suspended from a $70,000 a year school. You clearly have money. You're not homeless. You're not starving. You're maybe starving for attention, but that's about it. You don't need any of that. So it's really interesting, all this stuff. I don't know when it's going to end. Like, it doesn't seem like it's ever ending. It's definitely interesting because I don't even know, like, I guess, I don't know if this started because I think the $95 billion bill that provides Israel aid, I think was passed after this. So maybe it's just because it's the end of the semester and they're like, okay, now we can do this because our classes are finished. But it's very interesting. I don't know. I don't see when this is ending. I think this is going to be all year. I think this is going to be like the BLM riots of 2020. I think this is going to be everywhere. I think it's going to be every major city, especially once college campuses get out in like 2 or 3 weeks. Then it's going to be in every major city. You're going to see it everywhere. People rioting the streets, people protesting, all for Palestine. So it's definitely going to be an interesting election year, to say the least. But I don't think they're going to get what they want in general, especially from the politicians. So it's just going to be very destructive, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about all this, and what you think about the whole Palestine-Israel situation in general. If you think there's ever going to be a solution, if you think this is going to be till the earth ends, that this stuff is just going to keep going on. And if you guys think these riots will end anytime soon, personally, like I said, I think it's going to be at least after the election. It's going to keep going on. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe. I got all my links down here if you want to follow my other pages. Thank you guys.